Most team meetings are a waste of time because CEOs either don't know how to delegate or they get shiny object syndrome and add chaos and confusion in the organization. Because of this, most employees leave meetings actually feeling demotivated, drained, and overwhelmed with more things added to their plate and no idea why these activities are important. That's why in this video, I'm going to show you why meetings maybe haven't worked for you so far, how to have actually productive meetings people actually find useful, including you, the business owner, and how to get everyone to buy into next week's work and hopefully enjoy working for you. Now, before I teach you the framework for having a successful meeting, you need to understand why your current way of doing team meetings isn't working for you. Now, working with thousands of small business owners, most of them come to us with either no meetings happening or very ineffective meetings happening. Now, maybe you've tried them, but you don't know what to do when you have them. There's small talk in the beginning while you wait for people to show up, but then it becomes a pattern. And now people are late because they know you don't start on time. Your team views these meetings as pointless, demotivating, and just another thing they have to check off the box. Maybe you've even stopped doing them because they felt pointless to you. And I don't blame you. The cost of ineffective meetings can really add up. Financial impact. I mean, think about it. If you have 5 people on your team and you're paying them $20 an hour, that's $100 a meeting. That's $5,200 a year. So there is a hidden cost to no meetings too. When you don't have meetings, what does it do? It increases daily interruptions. If you've tracked how many times you were interrupted yesterday or just in the past 7 days and how long it took you to get back on track to what you were doing, I promise you it would add up to more than a 30-minute or 60-minute meeting. So here is our 4-step PACE framework for effective meetings. P stands for purpose. Define the type of meeting and its specific purpose. There are so many different types of meetings that you could have, but there are 2 that I think are non-negotiables, and we suggest all businesses have them. Number 1 is the all company huddle. So the purpose of this is for the owner or the leaders to share the company vision and align all of the departments. So an example would be having a monthly all hands meeting to discuss company progress and what is upcoming, what initiatives do you have. The second would be a one-on-one meeting. And that purpose is to provide individual coaching, accountability, and support for the person you're working with. So an example here would be weekly check-ins with team members to discuss their personal and professional goals and challenges. A stands for agenda. Create a structured agenda to maximize the meeting efficiency and make sure to start on time. Begin promptly to respect everybody's time and to set a good pattern of people showing up when you said. Make sure you have clear objectives. State the meeting's goals at the outset. Use time box segments. So allocate specific times for each agenda item. Have action items. Include a section for assigning tasks and responsibilities. And then recap. End with a summary of decisions and next steps. An example agenda could look like 9 to 9:05, welcome and reviewing objectives. 9:05 to 9:10, department updates and wins. So go around the room. 9:10 to 9:20 could be individual company callouts. 9:20 to 9:35, discussion of key challenges. 9:35 to 9:50, action item assignment. And then the last 10 minutes, recap and closing. Moving on to the C stands for commitment. Inspire and motivate your attendees to commit to the company's vision. In order to do that, though, you have to sell the vision. You need to share the big picture. Explain how these individual efforts are actually contributing to the big overall company goals and encourage participation. Create opportunities for other team members to voice ideas and concerns. Meetings can be really boring when you're listening to the same person over and over. So encourage others to share and voice their ideas. Highlight successes. Recognize achievements to boost that company morale. Get that culture. Reinforce positive behaviors. Everybody likes a shout out. Address challenges. Openly discuss obstacles and collaboratively find solutions. An example might be in the all company huddle. You're going to showcase how the marketing team's recent campaign directly impacted sales, showing how the departments are working together. E stands for execution. You need to ensure follow through and accountability. One of the biggest frustrations we hear from employees of the companies we work with and consult with is that their boss is constantly changing their mind. They get shiny object syndrome. They will be working on a project and then all of a sudden they pause to work on a new idea that the owner brought them today. This is making you, the owner, look inconsistent and unreliable, and you're losing credibility. Now, imagine you're playing a board game, and before you get to the finish line, we completely change the game and how to win it. You're bound to get frustrated, and that is what is happening with your team. Clear action items. You need to assign specific, measurable tasks with deadlines. You then need to regularly check in and follow up on the progress between meetings. With doing this, you're going to show consistency. So stick to the decisions to maintain your credibility and get momentum. Celebrate those milestones. Acknowledge completing those tasks and achieving goals before you're on to the next big thing. An example might be to create a shared document tracking the action items, responsible parties, and due dates. Review this document at the start of each of your meetings. Start building a culture of finished projects. We finish what we start here. I promise you, your team is going to feel more secure in working for an organization that has consistency. And that is how you get everyone to buy into next week's work. You no longer are changing the goal constantly. They see what your Super Bowl looks like, and they know what they need to do to accomplish it and make it happen. Did you know that adding in coaching, accountability, and support increases your chances of success by 7 times? This is what your team has been missing. It's similar to starting a new diet. When you aren't seeing progress, what happens? You get demotivated and eventually you quit or you fall off. But what happens when you start to see a few pounds being lost each week, right? You get excited. You want to keep sticking with it. This strategy of accountability and sticking with your goals is going to increase your team's likelihood of finished projects. They will be excited to come to work knowing what was expected of them and knowing how they performed that week. They get to show you what they accomplished. They also see that you're serious about the goals you set and that they actually mean something. Because every time you shift your focus, they see it as not caring about the progress they've made and what they've been working on because you keep changing the goal. You're going to gain credibility as you stay consistent, and they no longer see you as somebody who gets shiny object syndrome all the time. By following the PACE framework, you can transform your meetings into focused, productive sessions that are actually driving real results, and they're keeping your team aligned with the company's vision. Now, if you suspect your team has been frustrated with the way you've been leading, it also might be because you have them doing tedious things that aren't actually impacting the bottom line, and they know it. And if that's the case, I want you to check out my 5-hour challenge. It is guaranteed to remove 5 hours per week off of your team members' plate, helping your company be more efficient.